From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big eve of evenings LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In tonight's recording, we have exciting details as the House is sending the recon to the Senate, but the senators are vowing now to get that recon done faster than initially thought. As the president's approval ratings are sliding and more senators saying we're going to put in an MSC IRS stimulus check on top of the programs that pay about $15,000, and no time or place to wait for fourth stimulus because third stimulus is paying $45,000 off the board. I'll explain to you how you get these incredible sums of money in tonight's breaking news. Student loan debt forgiveness, more debt could be forgiven, the latest on that. And then we turn to that fifth stimulus, that COLA raise across the board. But the breaking news that no one saw really coming across the land today was that the new unemployment numbers were released this morning, and they were the lowest numbers of unemployment since the 1960s, as inflation is now stripping the middle America at the worst level since World War II, and the president's approval ratings falling at the worst level of his presidency. Now the president's signaling that he needs to get the recon in the hands of the American people, fast, bigger, and bolder, and the senators vowing to make it bigger and bolder. I have all those details, plus a special message from me to you and your families for this Thanksgiving. Those details, plus a look back at the exciting debut of Holidays LALATE today on this channel. Those details and more as we go in their way right now, direct from Santa Monica on Evenings LALATE. Hey, good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing well and happy Thanksgiving. Here we go. The House has passed the incredible recon. We are off to the Senate, and the senators vow to add more checks on top of that. Those checks they're adding in there reveals tonight one check of $12,500 to your pocket if you buy something. Whoa, this is a big surprise. Then the MSC is the other big surprise because more senators vowing to add it in there on top of the checks that pay about $15,000. It's getting good. It's getting really good very quickly. But no time or place to wait for fourth stimulus. You can get third stimulus to pay your bills right today and tonight. I have the latest success stories direct from Santa Monica. Student loan debt forgiveness, $10,000 could be forgiven this winter. And then fifth stimulus heating up across the board. Those details and more, plus my turkey message to you and your family, the look back at the debut of the new hit show, Holidays LALATE, and this is LA. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record, and 140 million views in a year and a half. Like this video and consider becoming a member. We got a lot of breaking news today. As the president saw new unemployment numbers today, he saw the new inflationary numbers. He released the oil reserves, and yet he also saw his approval ratings. Big push underway for those senators to get the MSCs in that IRS MSCs in that stimulus package and get it out faster than initially previewed just 48 hours ago. Let's go over this incredible recon right off the bat. $15,000 of checks are so far in that incredible recon. That'll pay you a lot of money across 3 clusters and 2 add-ons. But one of those provisions in there tonight is $12,500 into your wallet if you buy something. A big surprise. Let's go into the first cluster of checks, and here we go. They got in their hazard pay. That is for my essential workers, and boy, is it incredible. $4,000 of elder care, $4,000 to care for young children. They got the Pell Grant, which is $550 checks to my college students. They got the earned income tax credit for my hazard pay workers for 1 more year. They got the CTC, the $3,600 for the children 1 more year. They got home repairs if you live in a low-income community, and then they got a big surprise, $12,500 for the purchase price of a new electric vehicle given at the time of purchase. Oh boy, that's a new surprise and a new twist tonight on Evenings LA. Details on that coming up later in this video. The first add-on comes from the wonderful Maxine Waters, which is free money to buy your first home. Whoa, it's huge. She wanted $25,000. It's going to be a little bit less. How do you get this money? It's coming up later in this video. In the second cluster, we got home repairs and paid leave. Wow, we got paid leave and home repairs, plus pre-kindergarten and the household tax credit. What is These home repairs, these are weatherize your home, like the windows, the glass, the roof. Especially need to weatherize your home if you're near the beach. And if you're by the beach and you look out the window and it's, it's a beautiful day and you see someone walking by, you're like, I know that person. That's the Check. Hey, Check, how you doing? I'm just waving at you, seeing hope you're good. I expect to see a wavable check. It's not a wavable check, LA. It's a monthly check. Rude check. I want to break down the glass. You can't because it's weatherized glass. Let's go to the second add-on. It comes from the illustrious Bob Casey. It's $250 billion for home health care. Services, no, he got a little bit less than $250. That was the number he wanted in there. But boy, this is free home health care for my seniors and also people on disabilities. This third cluster of checks, here we go. Lots of money. It is for seniors and also free internet. Whoa, free seniors. Then we got cheaper and prescription medication, immigration reform, farmers. And then we got free internet. Then we got the exciting details of workers, and then the Medicare expansion, 2 provisions across the board. They got in there 2, but they're adding 3. This is where things are heading, folks. House, Senate, 2 different groups of people. The House members got 2 provisions in there. The Senators are adding 3. What did they get in there? Hearing and the Medicaid gap states. What are they adding in there? Vision and dental, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. This is par for the course for those senators, because in the last 5 days, no less than 3 senators have told viewers of this channel they're putting in an MSC, monthly IRS stimulus check. That's what they have told thousands and thousands of viewers of this channel since May. Those senators who have said that have been Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, Schumer, the 2 S's, the 2 C's, and the 2 W's. That's why you should advocate if you're having that wonderful turkey dinner and you have some free time because you're Crayola and you're a big Cowboys fan. And you're watching and you're like, oh, I'm a little bit bored. The Cowboys are doing so well. I'm going to pick up the phone and advocate. And I'm going to call in and leave a voice message saying, go Cowboys, and let's get some MSCs in there. Don't use the word MSC because they won't know what that means. Advocate for a stimulus check. Why you need, why it's important. The number 1 legislator and his chief of staff says you need to advocate when we're in the Senate. And guess what? We're in the Senate now. So this is where you need to advocate. Tell your unique story. They now have in total between congressional senators' offices received more contacts of advocacy from the LA Purple Power than the number of signatures in the American petition. They have a better understanding of what Americans are going through because of the pandemic. They have heartbreaking stories, and they're the voice of people across the nation in you, LA, as you have become too loud to be ignored. Please continue your encouragement for the continued advocacy as a professional voice of the people you have become. So important across the board, because what's at issue here? The president today saw a big surprise. He saw approval ratings getting worse after 3 successes for his office this week. So senators in the White House both saying, get this recon done fast, get into the American people's hands. And the senators still representing, they want to give you an MSC on top of these $15,000 of checks. But in the second half of this recording, we're going to see how there may actually be more than just $15,000 of checks. Yes. But if you have bills to pay this week, if you have bills to pay last week, don't wait for 4th stimulus. Get it paid today with 3rd stimulus. The average viewer of this channel is getting $45,000 for 3rd stimulus, and they're still getting it this week. Viewers have gotten tens of thousands of dollars this week. Who are they? I'll feature them in the second half of this video and show you how to get this big sums of money. We'll turn to that student loan debt forgiveness. We'll turn to 5th stimulus, but we'll turn back to the exciting details of this recon that is currently in the Senate and the changes that are coming from those senators. It's very exciting. We'll go over what the passage of that recon means, those details and more. Plus, my Thanksgiving wishes to you and your family, and a big exciting look back at the debut of Holidays LA, which debuted today. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now, direct from Santa Monica, California, in the second half. Whoa, big surprise today as new unemployment numbers are released, and those are signaling why the Senate needs to ramp up and get this done faster than initially thought. They want to do it, and so does the president. Programs that are about $15,000, but maybe $35,000 even tonight. What happened? $45,000 of checks? Yes, that's third stimulus. It could be going into your wallet by the end of next week. I'll go over the details in that. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that. And then that COLA raise for fifth stimulus. That's SSI, SSDI, seniors, and more. I have big money for you. I have big breaking news, a lot of breaking news, and it comes up right now. And this, my friends, is Evenings LA. It's great to be back with you for this Thanksgiving. I've been feeling great. My voice is better, so I appreciate it. It's not 100%, but it's good enough, and a better mic has helped. You do all that tricks to make yourself look better. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers to YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Coming up next is Evenings Countdown, then Stream Stimulus. And here we go with the exciting second half. Well, no one would have saw this coming, and I certainly didn't. What happened? Thursday morning started with the surprise details of the new jobless claims number released. And boy, this was a big shocker. It should be Wednesday morning. And this was a big shocker. New jobless claims numbers usually released on Thursday, but because Thursday is Thanksgiving, they release them on Wednesday. You've been with this channel since day one, and you know that the jobless claims before the pandemic were 220,000 new claims per week. Then during the Trump administration, it shot up to 1 million. 1.2, and then it got as low as 800, then 600, then 300. It's been around 300 for a while. So where was it the previous week, last week? 270. Good, still not as good as pre-pandemic. Where did it come in today? Wall Street was looking for 260, which still be worse than pre-pandemic levels. It came in at 197. Beating pre-pandemic levels and also the lowest number of jobless claims since November 15th, 1969. Yes, you heard that right. Now, at the same time, then there was a big data drop. They called it a data dump today. Lots of data. While that was the best numbers of 52 years for labor, it is currently the hottest inflation feeling across middle America since World War II. So inflation is really running hot. What's going on and what's the implication of that for you and your money? Congress, senators, and the White House are now saying to get that recon done fast and get money into people's hands ASAP. Why? The president sees his approval ratings falling dramatically despite 3 major wins and 2 big details later this week. First, the president passed the roads and bridges. Second, the president got the recon passed in the House. Third, the president got this good labor number. And number 4, the president released some of the oil reserve money, or oil reserve, which is petroleum, to reduce gas prices. It ain't helping. The poll numbers still show him dropping dramatically. And there's a series of analyst reports out today, which I don't want to go into too much about it because I have so much to cover in this recording, breaking news. But a new organization who did a lot of polling called Third Way, which is a liberal publication, says that Americans are not feeling the impact of the Biden administration policies. They need to get this recon done right away. So with that, the senators vowed to get this recon done faster than initially thought and bolder than initially thought. So let's go over all these incredible provisions in addition to their effort to put in MSC in there. Each provision is money for you. You qualify for it. And let's go over the first one, which is the big money for paid leave. How much is that? $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year. $800 a week if you make $35,000 or more per year. $400 a week if you make $15,000 a year. Now, that sounds like a lot per week, but how many weeks? 4 weeks per year. Whoa. Yes, that's $5,000 to $6,000 on the high end. But you qualify for this money if you live with someone that does work. For example, let's say you live with your son and daughter, you're retired, but they have to take off from work to take you to the doctor once a week. They're going to get the money on behalf of the family. All income levels and W-2 and 1099, all type of peoples. The next provision they got into this recon, which is really incredible, is the SALT cap being raised up. SALT is the amount you're able to deduct on the federal tax return of what you pay in state and local taxes. Trump administration put it at $10,000. This recon puts it much higher at $72,500. And boy, it's great. They got $50 billion of job training into this recon, which is huge because a lot of Americans in a new poll say they're going to quit their job and take a new job that pays more. Now you can get trained ahead of time to get that higher paying job. A lot of people ask me about the next provision. Yes, here we go. Cheaper insurance. There are 12 Republican states that have not paid for Obamacare, so this will be called the Medicaid gap fix. It'll provide subsidized private insurance to low-income uninsured people in those states as a workaround plan. But we finally get to the best provisions of the entire recon. It's the housing aid. $150 billion of the following items in fourth stimulus. You got your pen and paper ready? I hope you do, because this is where your money is, your big money. Rent, utilities, mortgage assistance to start. Then the new items, repairs to the home, weatherizing your home, and the first-time home purchases. The first three items sound familiar? They should, because they were in third stimulus. But the big breaking news is you do not have to wait for fourth stimulus to get money in your wallet this week. You can get it right today under third stimulus. Yes, those first three items were in third stimulus, and they're still paying out. Rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, food, SNAP, and other items are going to go over right now, and they are big sums of money you can get right today. It's in your wallet. You qualify. Before I go over the money, I've always said that you qualify for it, and boy, have you done well. In the last 7 days, countless viewers have sent me private messages on social media about their success stories. If that is you and I've not featured yourself, send me another DM on private message. Here are our breaking news success stories today. Chris on Instagram says, hope you're feeling better. I am. Thank you. He says, I want to send you some good news. We got approved for 3 more months of rent at $4,800. And then we got some utilities paid. And we previously got $10,000 for rent to utilities. Wow. So he is now at $15,000 from third stimulus. And notice how much money his rent is per month, $1,200. So they ain't paying $200 rent, folks. They're paying $1,200 a month in rent for Chris. He goes on and says, I really appreciate your help. I would never known about this and the process until I start following you and listening to you and interacting with other viewers. Hopefully the Senate gets this done. And I've seen bacon go from $4.99 to $7.99 since August. I would not know. No one has given me any bacon. Now let's go to Sophia. She got some more heating oil money. Congratulations. Jay Gran got almost $5,000 of rent. He previously got some money. Scarpia got on SNAP. Melissa Justice got nearly, almost $10,000 from 2 items, rent and utilities. Lorica got her idea of utilities, which is wood, because she has a wood burning stove which heats her house, and she cooks on wood, and she got wood to 2022. Terry Rose loves the story. I love Lorica's story. I adore it. So she applied the information, got that money. All right, let's turn to the money for you. First, who qualifies? All of you do. Behind on the rent, not behind on the rent. Single, married, children, no children. Red state, blue state. You qualify. We're going to start first with the rent. It's a lot of money. It was $20,000 to $30,000, but now it's going to $40,000. Why has it gone up so much? Because viewers have gotten better at doing it. They've gotten better at doing it, and you're going to see why in a second. Then, here are the numbers for rent, $40,000 of rent. Where do you get the money? If you're a member of this channel, it's featured in the newsletter, but I'm going to tell it to you right now. Here are the 6 places. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. And the key words you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. There you go. Now, number 1, you must, MUST, put on applications of file everywhere. You must reach out to all 6 places. You must apply in lots of places. you must get multiple rounds and even rounds at the same time. So if you got paid by organization number 1 in February, go back to them, get some more money now in November. If you got paid from one group yesterday, get paid from another group today. That's how you do it. The same things also for mortgage assistance. Utilities. Reach out to all utility companies and get those sums of money. If you got 5, reach out to 5. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $15,000. Get that money for utilities right now. SNAP. SNAP is money for food. You get it from Department of Agriculture. And boy, is it going up a lot. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year. And yes, that is for food every year for 10 years. It's $250,000. What is SNAP? Money for food. You get it from Department of Agriculture, and it's going up 25% lifetime starting last month. If you got a third stimulus check, you qualify generally for this incredible SNAP. Next, get combo. Get multiple sums of money. We started with Art Sullivan and Nisi at 3 items. Then Mark was at 2 items. Now he's going now, and then Nancy was at 3 items. Mark at 2 items at 32,000 was not sufficient. I said to Mark, get your third item, and boy did he ever. He went to 50,000. But Mark has gotten more items since then. He's gone to 100,000. Lorraine, she was at 105. She's now gone to 120. And that's how you do it. Which brings us to Johnny, the true embodiment of the purple power spirit and the true embodiment of how to do third stimulus. Third stimulus revolves about calling lots of people. And Johnny learned that message on air. He was one of 3 viewers who started a particular week at $0, but by Wednesday, they each had $45,000. Good. 3 items, $45,000 in 3 days. But Johnny didn't stop there. He got, by the weekend, 7 items approved. 7 items. Wow. Now, how did he get to 7 items? Johnny got to 7 items probably by calling about 15 places, because you don't have 7 approvals for 7 items. You're going to have some no's along the way. Don't worry if you get a no, because you're going to reach out to the next one till you get a yes. 15 phone calls, 7 approvals, and how much? $80,000 for this channel in 5 days. The second part of Johnny's story I really like, which is what happened with him and his family members. The next week, he reached out to them. And what happened? He said, I got $80,000 last week in 5 days from watching this kid, LALATE, on YouTube. Oh, I've heard about him. Where'd you get it from, Johnny? Third stimulus. They said third stimulus. I've read broadcast media. I've watched the cable news networks. There is no money in third stimulus except a $1,400 stimulus check. Yes, there is, Johnny said. I'll show you how. And by the end of the week, they each got $50,000. That truly embodies what we're dealing with when we're looking at third and fourth and fifth stimulus. Number 1, broadcast media is never going to go into detail. So broadcast media is never going to cover an MSC or the addition of it or the lack of it or the push to get it underway or the not to push to get it underway. They're never going to cover the subject matter. They don't cover what's in these recons. They don't cover Maxine Waters' money for purchase price of your new home. They don't cover home repairs. They don't cover any of these things in this recon. They didn't do it on a second. They certainly did it on a third. And they're not going to do it on a fourth or fifth. Number 2, you shouldn't look for self-validation somewhere else because they don't cover those subject matters. This channel is now number 3 in the United States on financial news, behind one company that does stocks and the other one that does the economy. This channel does geopolitical and is number 1 in the nation on it. And that is why you stay here, because you get the incredible sums of information you ain't going to hear anywhere else. So don't be looking for the information somewhere else. And if you don't see it, say, I don't think it exists because they're not talking about it. No, it's sort of like you don't hear me talking about options trading. So the fact that I'm not talking about options trading doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's just out there. I'm not covering it. And there you go. Let's go back into forced stimulus. And then they're all saying, what is options trading? Here we go into forced stimulus. Forced stimulus heats up with 3 other provisions in there for rent, for housing. And they are first, the first purchase price of your first home. Yes, this is money that will be given to the seller in your name during the escrow period. Number 2, home repairs. This is going to be a grant. And then weatherizing your home. Yes, the windows or the roof. This is going to be a grant as well. As soon as it becomes long, I'll show you how to get these big sums of money. They got $150 billion of in-home healthcare in there for seniors. Wow. And then they got in there the $550 check for the Pell Grant for the college student, which brings me to the big surprise. Would you want another $12,500 on top of this number? I think you would. And tonight we see for the first time there is. What happened here? Well, there is a $12,500 check in here that is front end that I always thought was back end. A series of new reports now indicate that the senators, by the time they're done, will take the electric vehicle provision and make it a front end check. How will this work? You'll go into the dealership, you'll go in and look at a particular car. Let's say it's 30,000, just choose a number, electric. You say, I want to buy it. Okay. Then if it qualifies, $12,500 slashed off the price. You'll have to pay less at the purchase price immediately, front end. This is U.S. auto manufactured and U.S. labor cars. Now, I believe the president's going to have to change the language. Why? Because this is under the climate-friendly incentives. And climate-friendly incentives should not be discouraging the purchase of a car in one country over another country, even if made by U.S. labor. Case in point, the beautiful, gorgeous, very, very fast, and not particularly on the high end, sort of mid-range priced Ford Mustang Mach-E. It's a electric car. It's made by Ford, and it's a union-made car. So far, everything qualifies. Oh, let's get to the last provision. Has to be made in a U.S.-based plant. Nope, it's made in Mexico. So suddenly it doesn't qualify. I think it violates the U.S. trade rules with Mexico and Canada, which says you cannot pass laws which discourage the purchase of a car made in another country or a product made in another country. So I think the president's going to have to modify that language. $65 for students who are not in school for food, they got it in there, which brings us to the greatest provisions recon. The lower medication prices. Wow. This is Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D, the most expensive medications, cancer, diabetes, and arthritis. For example, the insulin shot will drop from $1,000 to $35 out the door. We will start with 20 medications in year one and grow to 30 medications by year 2028. And they cannot increase more than the rate of inflation, or Big Pharma is penalized. Really? I don't think so, says Pat Toomey. Pat Toomey, the senator Republican who's usually right on things, says you cannot put a penalty provision on the recon. I think he's right, and I think that's going to be removed by the Senate parliamentarian. Also, the immigration reform, I think that's coming out. She's previously ruled immigration reform cannot be in a recon. Paid leave and other provisions she's going to be looking at. Remember, if the program comes out, the money doesn't come out. It can be reallocated to that MSC, which is perfect segue into what are senators doing. Senators are adding a lot of checks into this recon, folks. So you saw that graphic. In addition, for the push from Bernie and other people to put stuff in there, they say they have a lot of work to do. And the senators making the comments are the two C's, the two W's, and the two S's. Bernie says the best bill since the 1960s, but it has major gaps. That's not a small statement. Ronald Wyden says there's a lot of work to do. And it's not like they don't know what to do. They've been talking about this for a while. So they're going to come in very quickly and add a lot of items in there. But let's turn back to some of those checks in that recon that start where we at the starting place. And it starts with the universal pre-K. That's for 3 or 4 year olds, 1 year front end check. The enhanced child tax credit, $3,600 or $3,000, based upon the age of the child, low income household up to age 17. Front end check, child care, back end, earned income tax credit, hazard pay, essential workers, back end, home health care, got it in there. And then the hearing aid, that's going to be a covered check just in the mail. We went over the housing. We went over the Pell Grant, and we went over the check for the food. So what else is Bernie putting in there in addition to the push to add in MSC? He's putting in there the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, the dental, and the vision. Let's go over each of them. First, Bernie wants to drop the Medicare eligibility age from 65 to 55. I don't think he can do it. I think that's too big a drop. I think the Bob Casey 60 age works. Then Bernie wants to get in there dental. He originally wanted 10 years full benefits. Not going to happen, too expensive. Then he was willing to do 3 years full benefits. I think that gets in there. That makes sense. The last offer on this one was an $850 check. Not going to cut it. Too low. Does not pay for most procedures. So Bernie's making a push to add that in there. In addition to vision, which is a pair of frames and an eye exam per day. Not per day. Per month, reoccurring eye exams. Just keep on doing, no. One eye exam a year. We see eye to eye on that one at least. One eye exam per year and one pair of frames, $50, $100. We're done. Get it done. And while frame wars may be the topic of the land on where to do those frames, the other topic at issue is what comes next for this big sums of money. When you look at these big sums of money, the issue is how you get it done quickly and where you do it. The latest details tonight suggest that the president has to get this recon done fast. There's a big sense of urgency because the president's poll numbers are falling. And now they say that people cannot really point to these other programs helping them. You and I could have told him across the board. So what's important to understand is he needs to get these provisions going. Student loan debt forgiveness, this is part of the issue. The Democrats should take the $10,000 offer on the table. There's a $10,000 offer from the president to forgive student loan debt. They could take more next year, but they should take the 10 now. The president previously forgave student loan debts for people who became disabled after graduation. Then he forgave student loan debts for people who went to work in the nonprofit sector after graduation. And finally, the public sector. The Democrats should take the 10 and run with it. Fifth stimulus coming in January. Very important, very important. We're only 30 days away. Now, I don't mean coming in your wallet, but at least going to legislative effort. What's at issue? Your benefits are going up January 1, 5.9% based upon that COLA raise. But that doesn't cut it because your benefits have been undervalued pre-pandemic, during the pandemic, and after the pandemic because COLA is a bad benchmark. So they want to remove COLA and use inflation. What do they want to do? Step one, they want to raise your benefits up to get you caught up. This is you. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, then they want to apply a new benchmark in December 2022, and every December thereafter, it's inflation, approximately 3%. That would mean 3 lifts ups in 1 year. Remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest and do a pair dance like Rob and Sandy at your wedding and get married. And there you go. Meantime, if you haven't become a member, what are you doing? The membership link is under the video. Become a member today to get the incredible newsletter that comes out Monday through Friday, even during these holiday days, that features the money under first, second, and third stimulus. It's very important and very telling that when you see the members of this channel who read that newsletter, they win. And the people who do not listen to the video carefully and are not members are getting confused. Here's an issue. The newsletter features the 6 places you must reach out to. And so if you're not a member and you reach out to one, not listening. Number 2, it features the big money from the nonprofits. It features the 5 nonprofits. It also features the incredible details you need to know about everything across the board. But first, here is a little turkey message from me to you. And there you go. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and I will be broadcasting with you on Thanksgiving as well. Let's go over my commentary tonight and the final minutes of this evening's LA broadcast. The president is finally seeing the impact of what you and I have always known, which is that the roads and bridges doesn't really impact you. And despite what anyone could ever tell you, it's never going to impact you anytime this year. And so now the president's approval ratings are falling because people aren't seeing something that's impacted themselves. In the land of digital media and the land of the quick moment, the president's made a lot of informational videos saying the roads and bridges is good for you. It never was going to be good for you in 2021. It doesn't impact you. And the releasing some of the oil reserves to bring down the price of oil at the gas tank wasn't going to work either. The inflation is something people feel. And even when we look on a big evening tonight and look at incredible incredible low unemployment numbers so low I never would have thought I could ever say these type of numbers. 169, when I used to record 1.2 million unemployed new unemployment claims per week, and we're at 169. It shows that people still need things that impact them directly. Supply chain is going to fix itself. Inflation won't fix itself unless you get everything at issue. And what the president and the Congress need to do is get the recon done fast, get the recon done bold, and get the recon done right. And what's great news is that this recon now looks on its face at least about $35,000 of checks, but maybe a lot higher because it has everything from third stimulus to pay $45,000, which would be $70,000. Before we get to the MSC, you qualify for most everything in this recon covered of those checks. The MSC on top of that would be even better. And those senators have always walked to the beat of a different drum, and their drum has been to help you. So pick up the phone and advocate. Leave that voice message on those legislators, but more importantly, become a member and get those sums of money today for third stimulus. I've been doing this for over a year, and I know there's nothing better than getting your money for rent and utilities paid from today in the future. As those viewers got in this recording, very excited for you across the board. Meantime, coming back to this channel is a new show on this channel, which features Sirloin, Javita Light, and Blaine 66 all in the same show. If you missed it, today at 11 a.m. was the return of season 2 of Holidays LALATE. Holidays LALATE is our holiday show that airs at noontime, and it ran in the 2020 season during the holidays, featuring decor, food, spirit, and more, but starting every day first with the latest update about your stimulus, and then the second half going over those issues about the holidays. Thank you for tuning in today. It'll be back tomorrow. It's always live, and this year features viewer interaction during the broadcast. Today's show featured the issue of how to buy a delicious panettone and how to choose the right panettone. Meantime, how to decorate your home decor with a nautical theme on pennies on the dollar. If you missed that show, here again is a look back of the excitement of Holidays LALATE. And that's Holidays LALATE. For an insight as to how I celebrate the holidays, how you can as well on a budget with incredible spirit and incredible happiness and incredible smiles, join me daily live on air at 11 a.m. for Holidays LALATE. And with that, join me next on Countdowns LALATE. It comes up right after this at 6 o'clock. Then Stream Stimulus at 7, Sirloin and Javita at 8, and then we got shows at 9, 10, 11:30 tonight, all about your stimulus. Stay informed, stay focused, but first subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay informed, stay focused, and I'll see you on Thanksgiving with brand new shows tomorrow. Stay informed and stay beautiful, and stay with LA for more.